Let's go ahead and get started then, folks. Welcome to Forex Strategy Secrets, and this webinar that Jed mentioned that we've been looking forward to is called 4 Strategies That Work to Give You a Trading Edge. My name is Michael, and on behalf of Forex Strategy Secrets, Jed and Kirk, we welcome you here today. I'm the student advisor for Forex Strategy Secrets, and I've been a student of this system with Jed and Kirk trading since early 2009. When I got the Jumpstart course, I very shortly after that purchased Launchpad and Integrate. After a few months of training, home study, I decided I needed some additional help to accelerate my progress as a trader. So I employed Jed as an individual coach. I'm an absolute firm believer that Forex Strategy Secret not only has a system that works well, but can be taught to those willing to focus and discipline themselves to do what Jed and Kirk have recommended. This presentation that you're about to see today is for those of you who have Jumpstart, Integrate, Launchpad, wherever you are. If you're interested in making trading improvements, this is the right place to be. I know where the shortcuts of this system are, and what you're about to see today is one of the biggest shortcuts to success that I have ever seen in our system. I'm going to introduce our guest speaker today and head coach for Forex Strategy Secrets, Mr. Jed Norwood, who has trained most of our successful students who have required coaching, and he is the developer of the key strategy that you're going to be seeing here today. So without further ado, let me introduce Jed. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Michael. Glad to be here. I'm very excited. As Michael said, I'm one of the co-founders, and I'm also the head coach of this program. I want to let everybody know that I'm not the only coach. We believe here that there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all or a cookie-cutter approach, but we do understand that if you provide the proper tools that allows someone to have the creativity that they personally need to have in their lives to make those executive decisions in their trading, that this program is for you, because it allows you to see our system from various different points of view, from various sets of eyes. And so there's a great team here ready and willing to support anybody who really wants to take trading seriously. And when I say seriously, you're going to do exactly what it takes to maintain success in your life in general and be able to take your trading incrementally from one step to the next level to become successful. And so as a trainer, well, let me back up. As a trader, I have seen all the conditions that any trader experiences. I've experienced huge losses. I've experienced discouragement, regret, greed, fear, the exhilaration of success, and the agony of defeat, even after having major successes and getting a hot head and thinking I had it all figured out. And so I've seen it all. And I know what works for me, and I know that there are patterns that work for everybody. And through the years that I've been trading, I've constantly wanted to be able to have, I've always wanted this, to have a network that I could trade with so that I didn't feel alone. Because I'm a people person, and I like to have collaboration. Trading's a lonely sport, and maybe there are people out there that doesn't bother them that much, but for me it did. And so I wanted to be able to have someone that I could network with. So part of the reason for developing this program was a little bit self-serving in the fact that I wanted to be able to rub shoulders with other people, make sure that the people I was rubbing shoulders with were all like-minded as far as our approach to the market, and at least recognized what was going on and could talk the same language and move forward together in our trading. And I've seen some great things happen because of the things that we've set up, the tools that we have put into place. But there's 2 points that I want to make clear today. The first one is, as a coach, having been a trader, I know what it takes. So I want to be able to share with you the power behind what I see when I'm looking at the charts to trade. And second, I want to give you a helping hand to shorten your learning curve and increase your trading skill and the success you achieve. So with that said, I'm going to jump into 4 different workshops we've presented in the past that we're going to offer to you today. But I want you to keep in mind that each of these by themselves can be very powerful tools, but the way I use them brings them all together into a very concise overview of how to really capture pips in the market when you're looking at the market. So I'm looking at the market with different tiers in mind. Okay, so when you're about to see these, realize I can trade any one of these individually, but they are part of my trading plan. Combined, I use them every day in my trading. Now, so you heard me use the word strategy, and that can be interchangeable with trading plan. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go forward with this. Okay, so the first strategy that I love to use, that's a very powerful tool for me and for many people that have learned how to master it, is recognizing and understanding when the market is convergent or divergent, or whether it's in a congruent state. Okay, now oftentimes in the market you'll hear professionals use divergence interchangeably with the market and the volume going opposite directions or coming together. So I like to make it a little bit more concise. So when I'm telling someone, hey, there's divergence in the market, that I'm representing it as it's going away from each other, and when it's convergent, it's coming together. So and there's a reason why I like to specify those as different setups, and so that's something that you'll understand as you go through the program. What these specific patterns allow us to see is when a trend is coming to an end. Okay, very powerful. If you know when a trend is coming to an end, you can start managing your trades or determining your trade placement more accurately. Okay, we want to be able to recognize the difference between convergence and divergence versus one of our strategies called the camelback, because a camelback takes place in a congruent market 9 times out of 10, but it's a specific pattern that happens to let you know that you're just in a retracement or in a rest. Whereas convergence and divergence oftentimes means that there is the ending of a trend or a change in direction of some sort beginning to develop, or at least a trend is coming to an end specifically, and mainly that's the most important part of this whole process. CDC helps you to be able to time entries and find those setups in a much more efficient way, and to help take a lot of the guesswork out of when to start looking for specific things. So I'm not saying that it's going to be the all answer to what's going on, but once you can recognize what you're seeing, it is mind-blowing how open the charts become for you. Now this, for me, is one of the main tools that I use to recognize trend strength, as well as it being one of the foundation strategies in the sniper pattern that we're going to talk about. So what CDC will do for you is, 1, guide you to know when a trend is slowing or coming to an end. And that's critical to remember, because just because you see divergence in the market or convergence doesn't mean that it's time to stop trading. It just means you have to trade differently. Okay, 2, it helps you to be in tune with the market and set up potential for a counter trend trade. And I want to add to that, it also helps you to be able to determine when it's time to not trade. Just sit back, relax, wait for the next setup. 3, gain earlier entries to get more pips per trade and get the most out of what the market's willing to give you. And 4, trade momentum and price movement in the same direction at the same time. So if you can recognize these things and have this tool under your belt, it becomes a very powerful asset to you. Okay, the next strategy that is very powerful is the zone trade. The zone trade will increase your confidence to choose higher probability trades. Okay, it's very simple to use, and we'll talk about that in a second here. It reduces emotion in your trading, so you're not worried about, am I making a poor decision here, or am I making a mistake? Because the specific indicators that we use for the zone trade are very basic. And there's not very many things to have to worry about when you're dealing with the zone trade, so you know exactly what you're talking about at a glance. It improves your consistency in your trading results because it's very basic in what it's telling you, but it helps you with timing immensely. Okay, so how does it keep you safe in the market? One of the most important processes for me is knowing that if I'm in the proper zone, I have a much higher probability of safety in the market if I know what side of the zone I'm on and what I'm supposed to be doing or looking for. Okay, how to use 2 simple indicators. All it takes is 2 to enter a zone trade or stay out. So there's not a lot of guesswork. There's 2 indicators you're looking for. And they're either one color or they're not. So it's really quick and easy. You'll be able to learn how to trade in the direction of the trend. And if you tie this zone trade strategy back into CDC, it's even more powerful because it gives you a chance to know how strong that trend is or how old that trend is as well. It's an easy way and a low stress way to trade your plan and to stay focused. Okay, it's very simple to learn and very easy to use. It helps you to develop patience and discipline because if the zone's not right, don't trade. It's real basic. All right. Now, again, at this point, we've talked about 2 of the strategies. I shared with you a little bit of my story. Michael shared a little bit of his story with you. But at this point, we're just talking about mechanics or the fundamentals behind why these tools are so powerful. Let me ask this question of everybody really quick. If you had the proper tools, had a trading plan, and executed accordingly, do you feel you'd be successful every time? Yes or no? Okay, so I've got a couple of yeses, a yes most of the time, and a couple of no's. Okay? I'm a firm believer, and this may shock some of you and others it may not shock at all. I'm a firm believer that you can have a perfect trading plan, or an amazing trading plan. You can have powerful tools, and you're still going to lose trades. And the reason for that is because every day is different, and we are emotional creatures. And we're going to have outside environmental factors hitting us all the time. Okay, so the proper question I should have asked, or the rewording of the question I should have asked was, if you had proper tools and a really good trading plan and knew when you were safe to personally trade emotionally, would you have more success in the market? And that should be a resounding yes. Now, will you have a 100% track record? No. You're going to have some losses because the market's kind of got its own mind of its own. It's kind of got its own personality. And it's a very fickle personality. It changes from day to day. So we just have to learn how to navigate the storm, so to speak. So these tools help us to stay afloat in the market. All right. So let me move on to the next one. The leg 2 strategy. This is one of my most favorite patterns and setups to see. And I was seeing this early on in my trading career. And I always would point it out. I used to call it a J-hook. And I later on learned that it actually is the leg 3 of an Elliott wave. And with our studies and the things that are going on in our program, if you're paying attention, you can start to recognize this. But it's not so much that they're both the same thing. It's the way I trade the leg 2 and the way we present the strategy helps you to time your entry a little bit differently than those that are trading Elliott waves. Is it better or worse? Not necessarily. It just depends on your style. And again, it's all about style. What personally works for you. And remember what I said earlier, that these strategies are just tools, and you can use them the way they best fit you. Okay, so let's talk about this strategy here really quick. When a leg 1 ends and a leg 2 confirms, get ready to haul the pips home in a truck. I'm telling you, if you can time your entry on one of these bad boys, you are a happy camper. Okay, leg 2, and the reason being is the leg 2 generally produces many more pips with a better risk-reward ratio in any system that I've found. And for me, I've trained my mind to look for them, and so that's all I see when it's on the screen. And it helps me to recognize, okay, I know exactly where I'm at in this market. Okay, it helps you to learn how to spot. Excuse me. It helps you to increase your odds of winning more trades, and it helps you to learn how to spot when those trades are starting to set up. Okay. Okay. So the benefits of the leg 2 strategy: spot these market cycles with the confirmations again of that zone and that CDC. And you are going to greatly increase your accuracy and confidence. Now there are names I could drop here that students I've coached that use this strategy and or have adapted their own strategies or their own approach to the market by using this strategy alone. And they're amazing traders. Okay, anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. If anybody I've trained that's doing it is doing it well, you can do it too. Okay. Now I'm not saying it's an easy one to learn. I'm just saying that if you can grasp it, you are light years ahead of everybody else. Okay, you'll be able to make more pips per trade because remember, you are in the most highest probability portion of that trend. And it almost feels effortless when you know what you're looking for and you execute it accordingly. And the most important part of this, the benefit that I appreciate the most, it helps me to stay in tune with the market and take only what it's willing to give me, because it's okay to take a leg 2 that only offers you 30 pips on a lower time frame because it was the most sound 30 pips you could get. Okay. So introducing this sniper strategy and the combination of these tools is what we're here to do today. And the power behind it is that the sniper strategy has some specific criteria we look for that are very distinct to its own name, but we use the CDC, the zone trade, and the leg 2 strategy in tandem with it to maximize our productivity. And again, if we had to say, if anybody were to ask me, Jed, what is your trading plan? You're looking at it right here. And do I teach this trading plan to anybody? I'll teach it to anybody who wants to learn it. But does everybody use it? Not necessarily. But those that have access to this understand and recognize what they are supposed to be looking for in the market, and that is empowering to them. Okay, these strategies work great by themselves, like I said earlier, but combined, they take it to a higher level. Okay, so the sniper strategy course itself and the study of what that looks like provides you the earliest entry and the highest probability at the best risk-reward ratio, even better than the leg 2, because you're set up better at a better position in the market than at the leg 2, and the leg 2 then becomes an add-on signal for you, which is a pretty amazing thing. So the following courses are a prerequisite before someone should really start participating with a sniper, and we listed them before, but these 3 are critical that you at least understand them or have them at your fingertips for review, because you're going to need to fall back on this until it becomes second nature, becomes a reflex. Okay, so the benefits of the sniper course: you time your entries with more accuracy at the lowest risk level and at the earliest point possible. Both entries and exits are governed by the early bird alert, and this is a huge time saver and a stress reliever immediately off the bat. Okay, it uses the aspects of both Launchpad, all of the aspects of Launchpad, Nth Degree, and the Nth Degree Plus system with precision, and it eliminates guesswork. I can't tell you how, I can't say that enough. It eliminates the guesswork because you'll know what you're seeing if you're paying attention. It helps you to manage trades with the complete trade in mind. And I might add that it helps you to recognize where you are in the trend so that you can trade accordingly. Okay? But that complete trade in mind, the entry and the exit and everything in between. And it provides you precise entry and exits. You know exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you're supposed to exit on, especially when the market's a little bit choppy. Okay, you'll be able to trade that trend with confidence and be able to start taking add-on positions with confidence and know when that exit's supposed to happen. Very powerful. Now, here is a screenshot I took yesterday. I took an anonymous chart. I didn't want to taint it with anybody's bias as, oh, I like this pair better than another. Okay, because typically we get questions like that. Well, how about this pair? How's that pair? You know, well, who cares? It doesn't matter. Okay, it's a trade is a trade is a trade, and pairs, they all have their own personalities, but you can trade any pair using these combinations. Some with more profitability than others, but that's a preference that you have to work through yourself. Okay, so I've got 2 screenshots here. The first one here, I've marked the vertical lines to show specific points in the market, and I'll go through this chart, and then when we go to the next chart, I have to apologize because I inverted a couple of the lines so they're not color coded to match the same. So I'm going to change gears with the coloring, so don't panic and think that I'm missing my point. I looked at it and realized I had done that after we created the slide. So this first vertical red line indicates quickly where our zone trade begins. And then shortly thereafter, with the yellow vertical line, it indicates where the sniper could be initiated. And then the blue vertical line shows us where the leg 2 takes place. All some very excellent points going long. And then if you look over here, you see these magenta diagonal lines represent where divergence became present in the market. And you can start trading accordingly, tightening your stops. There's a lot of different ways. You can either tighten stops, phase out incrementally, close altogether, take smaller trades, a lot of different things. But the green vertical line tells us where CDC finally says, okay, this thing's over. And then, on the flip side of the coin, we are experiencing another zone pattern starting to develop. And I couldn't put the line here because it would have covered up the green and the yellow line. I wish I could have put all 3 lines, but there was a zone pattern developing right in this area as well. Then again, you get the sniper saying, hey, it's time to play. And then you get an additional confirmation. That's with the yellow line. And then with the next red line, we're experiencing an additional zone pattern. And then you get the leg 2 with the vertical blue line. Okay, so you can see you can trade both directions very successfully and with precision based on just looking at one time frame. We haven't even talked about how the strategy works with multiple time frames. This is just looking at one time frame, and explains very quickly where those points are, where those trades take place. So if you can see the patterning behind this and recognize that, hey, these strategies go hand in hand, I can be very effective in my trading, then you're going to want to learn how to work these together. Okay, so here's the other chart. Now briefly, you can see here, this was a heads up for me that we had some slight convergence in the market. Now that didn't mean that we were coming out of a good pattern or a bad pattern necessarily, but in this particular case, we were in a sideways pattern. And so I'll look for that when I see a channel, and I want to see, okay, what's really happening in the market. So I'm going to look at all the aspects, and I'm going to try to pull any opportunity where divergence or convergence is happening in the market. Now we all know that when the market goes sideways for a long period of time, the longer it goes, the bigger the breakout, right? Well, my suspicion is that this upswing and this downswing was news oriented in some level or fashion. And you can see here that the CDC ended this flat cycle. Now, I didn't mark any of the entries for the zone, the leg 2, or the sniper in this area because I wanted to focus more on a typical market going short instead. So know that yes, there were some great signals here for a zone trade right here, a sniper trade right at the same point, and the leg 2 somewhere right about in here. And so it's all there. But what really was valuable for me is knowing that, yeah, typically we're going to see markets that are a little bit harder to read, and this downtrend isn't as smooth and beautiful as this uptrend. So I wanted to play off of this for the example. We've got our zone trade here on the red. We have our sniper here on the yellow, and then we have our leg 2 on the blue, and then we start seeing convergence in the market. And that's where it ended with the vertical green line. And so you can see how powerful of a tool this can be for you in trading and managing entries, timing, adding add-ons, exiting out of positions, managing the close of those trades so that you have maximum profitability all the way up or down those trends. So in conclusion of these different strategies and tying up the sniper strategy, the maximum profits in the Forex market simply master this combination, the sniper strategy. When combining the powerful confirmations of the strongest integrate plus strategies into one trading system or trading plan, I want to interject those words in place of strategy, you're going to get a true successful trading edge. Okay, so in essence, it comes down to one thing. The net results equal success and profitability. And so it's just a matter of applying oneself with the proper tools and the proper information to be able to move forward. So the sniper course, the amount of information you get here is pretty critical. But so I wanted to break this down really quick before we move on to the next process. If you attend the recorded sessions, you can attend them anytime. And so it's at your leisure to learn, but you're going to have access to all the material above here. The video recordings, the PowerPoint slides that go with the recordings, the direct access to me, your coach, to be able to answer questions as you're going through the process and trying to learn what it's all about. And that's via Skype. And as long as you understand the routine that we expect students to go through the material, then you're going to experience the success you need. Now, the time frames involved here are just based on the length of time the videos are combined. It doesn't mean that it's only going to take you 7 hours. It may take you 2-3 months to learn the process. It may take you a couple weeks. Depends on what your time restraints are and what your learning style is. Okay, so just understand that when we say all the prerequisite materials has a 7-hour record time, so you want to break that up accordingly so that it fits your schedule and doesn't overwhelm you and allows you to get a grasp of those 3 fundamental processes before you actually jump into the sniper course, which actually is a 6-hour process. So you're going to want to really pay attention to the details here, because the details are where the strength of this really comes into play. And so by making myself available as a resource for you to ask questions, we can get people through this process a lot quicker. Okay, it's going to give you access to some pretty powerful tools behind the scenes as well. Okay, so the benefits of this modular type coaching is that you gain access to the advanced trading content not available in our trading courses, but again, this is more detailed information that really kind of breaks these things down and dissects them a lot deeper. And once you have those basics and the fundamentals underneath you, then you can start delving into this a little bit deeper. And this is where this material comes into play. It's a fresh resource material. It's new. You will not have seen it in the home study course normally. And so only a handful of our students, a small percentage, I should say, it's not just a handful, there's more than just a handful, but a small percentage of them have actually taken advantage of this. We only offered this one time before. So this particular package has been highly sought after and long awaited for. We've had a lot of people that say, when's that coming back? Well, here it is. So you're going to get actual screenshots of live trades, written plans and video formats, live webinars. And when we say webinars, usually it's going to be if there's a question that needs to be asked or is viable, I will open up a Skype chat with all individuals involved with this program. Say, hey, I want to cover this detail because I think you need to understand this. This is a good question so-and-so brought up. We need to talk about it so we can disseminate the information out quickly. But there's always going to be recordings for you, the recordings of the system for you to review and go over and over as long as you have breath in your lungs. So it's a low-cost alternative to individual coaching as well, because you're dealing with access to me, but everybody else is benefiting as well. But you don't have to feel like you have to sit in a scheduled webinar with me and 25 others or 40 other people. It can just be asked on a casual basis as things come into play. But again, you have lifetime access to the sessions as well. So this is very, very beneficial for you as a trader. Okay, I'm going to throw this back over to Michael, and we're going to share a presentation that Kirk gave on 4 strategies that work from his perspective.
Great material, Jed. Thank you so much for that. Jed and Kirk and I feel that this is so important that we need to have Kirk's input. He's not able to be here today, so we've pre-recorded a piece for him to do. And I'd like you to listen to this, because prerequisite to the strategies that we're talking about are your understanding of our Launchpad and Nth Degree courses. If you do not have that background, this is not going to make as much sense to you. So I'm going to switch to my screen, and so I will introduce Kirk here. If the sound isn't good, please let me know. I can adjust it on this end, and look forward to talking with you in just a moment after we are finished with this.
Today we're going to be talking about how to create a trading edge in 30 days. Now, what do you need to get a trade edge in the market? There are a couple of things. You need knowledge, but you need correct knowledge. Some people have been trading for a number of years and they're still not being successful. They have some knowledge, but it's not correct knowledge. It's not knowledge that's making them money. So you need good knowledge, not just knowledge in general about the market. Then tools. And you need tools to signal you, indicators, a way, a method of trading. And another thing that really is a tool is co-traders to collaborate with. That's being able to talk to other people. Those are tools that can really accelerate your trading rather than being isolated. And then experience. Well, how do you get experience? It takes a long time to get a lot of experience. Well, we can show you a way to get a lot of experience in a short period of time. So those are things that will give you the edge and help you to keep the edge sharp. Yeah, I can have an edge, but if the edge is dull, you're still going to be plugging along okay, but we want to have a sharp edge. Now this presentation is going to show you all three, and we can show you how to do these things in less than 30 days. Now this is getting the edge, and to keep it sharp, it takes a lifetime of study and practice and experience, and you might as well do that with some people that are trading the same way you are. Now education. We have a product called, well, 10th degree. It's broken into two parts. Launchpad is the foundation or the beginning part, and 10th degree is the complete system. Now you notice over here I've written small building or skyscraper. Yes, you can make money trading Launchpad. And just build a small building, you'll be steady and you'll go along. But if you want to really be serious about it, you need to get the skyscraper tools so you can grow bigger, faster, and actually make a career out of trading. Now here we're going to go over some of the overview of what is contained in Launchpad and 10th degree. Now this is, you notice right here in the top corner, knowledge that works. The reason we can say that is we have hundreds of students that are using this to different degrees of success. Some are making full-time livings, others are doing reasonably well, others are just getting started, others say, I just turned the corner, now I understand how to make money. Those that are not making progress with our system are not following the system. The things that we're going to go through a few things that we cover in the courses, the trend direction and trend direction changes. You want to know which way the market's going and when it's going to change and go the opposite direction. Yeah, you get multiple entry signals and exit signals. You get maximizing earning potential. And we can show you a lot of things that will really help you to see how that works. Okay, find high probability trades. You want to find just mediocre trades? Yeah, you're going to find some of those. That's okay. Take those. But why not get a few really good high probability trades where there's not really hardly any drawdown and it just goes profitable in your direction relatively quickly. Okay, now you need to develop your trading skills. Now this, you have the ability to make some money, but now to really get the skills to where you can really go, that takes a while. But you're being successful while you're developing those skills. It's just like you can be successful in a high school basketball team. You develop more skills. Then you can get in a college team, more skills. Get more skills, you can go to a professional team of type of sport you're in. You need to develop those skills. And it takes a while. I mean, you can be successful at a lot of different levels. Now, we want to get you up to speed quickly. Okay, so what we're going to do is go through each of these areas and show you a little bit of information about how to identify the trend and the trend direction changes. We want you to learn how to recognize divergence and the high probability trend reversal patterns. That's a whole bunch of words, but let me show you some examples of that. Okay, right here you see the green arrow off to the left. That's showing congruent. That means the momentum of the market is going up and the price is going up. The next green arrow is pointing to the price is still going up. Yeah, you still want to trade in that direction, but the momentum is getting ready to change. And right here, right side of this chart, the market actually changed and it took a big dip. Wouldn't it be nice to know when that's going to be taking place? Okay, here's another example of that same principle. Right here, this is the bar right here that told you the market was going to change and take a retracement. It had been going up, and now it's starting to go down. So that's the things you need to be able to learn to identify. Okay, there are 5 signals to identify the trend. Well, how do you find the trend? A lot of people say, I don't know how to find the trend. Well, how do you know you got a good trend? Well, there's 5 signals in our course material that help you identify the trend. Then there are 5 signals to show you how to trade retracements. Now, retracements, you know, they're going to be okay, but you're not expecting large amounts of profit. You want to take those trades, they're good solid trades to increase your account and know when to get out of those with a small amount of profit. 4 signals indicating that there is going to be the trend change. So we're trading retracements and trend changes. Now, learning to trade multiple entry signals and exit signals and how to time those entries and exits. Okay, right here on this example, you can see each of these arrows. This was an entry signal. This was an exit signal, but it was also an entry signal going the other direction. And this was an exit signal, another entry signal going this direction. Exit entry, exit entry. Okay, it doesn't always happen that clean, but that's the principle. If something changes, you may want to take things going in the opposite direction. Now we're going to maximize earning potential. So you need plans. You need to know how to get your experience so that you can actually take a lot of trades in a short period of time. to get that experience. You take 1-2 trades a week, that's going to take a long, long time. You take many trades in a week, then you're going to get more experience more quickly. Okay, right here is a tool. This is a record-keeping thing. Some people can't take journals. I'm not going to do that. It's just hard. They don't ever do it. But if you do this one thing right here, this is a matter of just making a couple of checks each time you take a trade. You can find your weaknesses and your strengths. Once you know what your weaknesses are, work on not doing them anymore. Once you know what your strengths are, just do those more. It really is not any more difficult than that. But if you don't know what they are, you can't really get going on it. And this is a big one. Show you how to trade while working a full-time job. That is really interesting. Many people, can I do this while I'm working a full-time job? Well, we have a lot of people doing it. We have people growing their account by 20, 30 pips a day, and some that are making 50, 70 pips a day while working full-time jobs. And so that's really possible to do that if you just learn the skills and learn it with correct knowledge. And this is the one that's really exciting. Get 1 year experience in 30 days. That's what we're saying. We'll give you an edge in 30 days. And then from then on, you can just sharpen that edge throughout the rest of your trading career. You'll never stop sharpening your career. If you do, you lose some of your edge. You'll still be successful, but you might lose some of your edge. Find high probability trades. Well, yeah, you can find trades where you get mediocre and get just small numbers of pips. Why not find high probability trades that may give you small pips or large pips, but there's a good chance you're going to get those pips rather than taking losses. Here's a list of a few of the things that we use to find high probability trades. Okay, right here, see that blue, there's a blue line, and I have here in the going up and down, and we have 3 arrows. These arrows are pointing to multiple indicators giving you heads up that that is the direction that trade should be taken. So you have what we call a 5-alarm trade. That's really a big moneymaker right there. You get an indication on a smaller time frame. Confirm the direction of that trend on a larger time frame. We show you how to do that. If you get a alert on the larger time frame, we show you how to time your entries on smaller time frames. For example, on the left we have a larger time frame. Right there was a signal that said, hey, this market's probably going to go short. You may want to consider going short. So with this blue line on this larger time frame, we marked it. This is what it looked like on the smaller time frame. And you can see that the trend in both cases was going in that direction. But that's why you need to heads up and know how to read and find those. Right here, trading a sideways market. Well, look at this day chart. On this side, you see in between these 2 blue lines, that little box right there, that's a sideways market. This is what it looks like on a 1-hour chart. In each of these moves up and down is between 80 and 100 pips in each of these moves up and down. So yes, you can trade sideways markets by using the different time frames and knowing how to do that. Developing your trading skills. Okay, this is the long-term part of it. And so you want to be able to add on to signals, add to trades, trade more than one currency pair, and find those trades and know when to exit those trades. Right here. Here's a trend. You can see that's obviously a trend going down. But from the bottom to the top of that, it was about 150 pips. What if you knew how to take out 400 pips out of that same trade? That would really be exciting to be able to do that. That's what we show you how to do, is how to add on to your trades, how to manage them, and how to make more money in the less time. Okay, learn how to trade several currency pairs at one time. Many people I've heard talk over the years say, oh, I just become really good at 1 or 2 currency pairs. Well, why not become good at indicators so you can trade all the currency pairs that your broker offers? So we want you to learn how to use trading tools to find the trades, to enter and exit the trades, and do it in less time and have less emotion. Become a mechanical trader. Let's review what we've talked about. We talked about identifying changing market directions, identifying high probability trades, trade the safe part of the market, spot trades that are setting up to move. Sometimes they're not moving and you want to trade it, but it's not moving. If you're trading that 1 currency pair or 2 currency pairs and they're not moving, you're not trading. Why not go to one that is moving? And then get heads up on early entry points. get into the trade early so you can capture those large number of pips. Now, we have acceleration portions of these courses. Now, you want to Launchpad and Nth Degree, they're basically one course. We have an accelerated portion on Launchpad. That's the foundational. So in 1-2 days, you have an overview and you have really kind of know what Launchpad's all about. And then in the next week, you can learn how to do that, all the rest of the material in Launchpad. Then you move to Nth Degree. Take the accelerated course. 2 or 3 days, you have learned the overview of Nth Degree. In the next few days, it might be a week or two, you develop all the skills in Nth Degree. So in less than 30 days, you have some tools under your belt, and you'll be amazed at how much you've improved in your trading. So we found that one of the most important things for traders to be successful is to get up to speed quickly. And to do that in a short amount of time with less effort, and how to get that experience. That is exciting. Less effort, yes, I'm all for that. Okay, we recommend that when you do these accelerated programs, that portions of the program, that you go through them as fast as you can to get the overview of the whole system that you're working with, and then get into the details. So I'm bringing this up because this is so critical. Go through the accelerated program as fast as you can, and it's very obvious what it is. It's just 5 or 6 videos in each one, but it really gives you a good foundation to get started fast. The trade grader. This is probably one of the most amazing things that we've come up with. You can grade a trade, and at a quick glance, you can have an understanding that between 90-95% of the time, whether that trade might be successful or not. Yes, you might grade it out and it might be a losing trade, but most of the time it'll be a positive trade once you learn how to use the grading. And it's very simple, but it's powerful. It's not a complicated tool at all. It's not something, it's just looking and reading the charts. You don't have anything added. It's just knowing how to grade that trade based on what you're seeing on that chart. Step-by-step instruction, and we go from start to finish and show you how to grade a trade. Here's an example. On the left, on the day chart, that grade said, yeah, it's going down, but the market retraced. And then the middle time frame, the 4-hour, it says, yeah, take the trade going down. The 1-hour chart, there was no signal. It said, don't take the trade. Well, you can see what happened. It turned and went back up. So grading that trade would have kept you out of that trade. Here's a trade that was graded, and it was on a 4-hour chart. And over here, it kind of started saying it was graded, but over here is where really the grade came about. On all time frames, there's 70 pips on that 4-hour chart. Here's an actual trade that was taken. It was a 228 pip trade. And you see where it was taken here and where it was exited over here. But this drawdown, they got in the trade, and relatively quickly it went against them 73 pips. Had the trade been graded, you can see right here is where the trade would have been entered, and you would have gotten 260 pips. So that's an additional 32 pips you would have gotten had you waited and graded that trade properly. Well, being 73 pips drawdown going the other direction, you possibly could have traded this and made some money doing this in a little short counter trend trade. Now let's look at an actual chart where we graded the US dollar to Swiss, and this was a good trade. Okay, the first side over here on the left on the day, it just gave us heads up. There was really not a signal there that said to take a trade. It says heads up, and once you know how to read that, you'll be able to understand that. The next one, the 4 hours, said, okay, this grades out okay, this grades out okay, and confirms it, and here's where you're a good solid entry, and there was the trade. So that's how you grade it, just by looking at several different time frames and knowing what to look for very quickly. It doesn't take, you should be able to grade a trade out in 10-15 seconds looking at all the different time frames. Now, here's some more tools. These are alerts. We have alert package and stop package. Okay, there's the Norwood alert, trend alert, early bird alert. These are just alerts. They're not saying once you see one of these signals, take a trade. It means once you see them, it says heads up, come and look. Then you grade the trade out. This is how you can get more trades going at one time. You can't possibly look at all the time frames and see all the things that are happening without some tools like this. I've tried it. It doesn't work. That's why we wanted to develop these tools for ourselves, but other people liked them and wanted them too. Then once you're in the trade, we have early bird stop and the Norwood trailing stop. So we have 2 stops to help manage your trade, and that's a fantastic package right there. So the alerts package, there are tools. Then here's, for example, this is the Norwood alert we're seeing here. You see this red arrow and the blue arrow? That's the Norwood alert. There's more parts to it, but this is the visual part that you'll see. Right here on this larger time frame, it gave you a signal. Down in here's where it gave you the signal. That arrow moves up, the blue arrow moves up as the price moves up. But that gave you the signal. Then you go over here, but we had to wait. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 5th time frame before we got the proper signal for that high probability trade, and then there's your nice time frame right there, a nice move on the smaller time frame. So that's using the alerts and grading the trade. Okay, this is a trend alert. These are all the different currency pairs, and you can see a lot of time frames on each currency pair. You see a trend developing on a couple of these, down and up, but there's some other trends developing over here. Once you learn how to read this, there's a good heads up. You can kind of see the flow. At a glance, you can see more things. Plus you have alerts bringing things to your attention. Now right here is the early bird alert. You see this market was going up and it started turning right there? That's an early bird alert right there. Now, this is what you get to see. You can either have a text going to your phone, or you get this pop-up box that tells you the time, the currency pair, and the price at which that alert went off. And so that really brings things back to your attention there. Now we have trading rooms. These are tools. This is where you have your friend tools. If you're building a house, yes, you can do most of it by yourself, but you might be good at 1 or 2 things, but you're not good at all things on the house. That's where you have friends or specialists. And many people like to trade different parts of our system. They become good at different parts, but they can spot things. The other people usually know about them, but they don't usually use them. They use some other tools that we have in the whole big package, and they can then get more trades brought to their attention because someone says, hey, take a look at the pound dollar. It looks like on the 1 hour chart it's getting some entry signals, some long signals. Go look, oh yeah, it is, great, thanks, boom. I've taken a lot of trades that way and made a lot of money just because people bring it to my attention because I can't possibly find them all myself. But sometimes I'm the one bringing it to their attention. We have the U.S. trading room and the European trading room. Okay, here are some things that happen during the trading. We analyze trades together. We have trades brought to our attention from alerts and through each other. We create watch lists. Not every minute is there a trade happening. We create watch lists, so sometimes those watch lists turn out to be very profitable a few hours after the trading room when you're not with the group. And we have a good time also. So it makes trading really fun. Can you see where you can do this working a full-time job? The tools, the alerts, the signals we talked about, use different time frames. That's where you can work a full-time job and still be able to trade. You spend less time in front of the computer or the charts, even if you're not working a job. Say you're retired or you're a full-time trader, you get tired of sitting in front of the charts all the time, and you trade with more confidence because these alerts help to educate you. Alert goes off that says, oh, there's a good setup, and you know how to analyze it quickly. You're not spending your time trying to figure out if there's a setup there or not. And you can do this with less negative emotion and let the trades come to you instead of you chasing the trades all the time, and you can go to bed and sleep and have a life. So the alerts to stops make it possible to make more trades and at one time. So you spend more time looking for new positions because the alerts are bringing them to your attention. And you spend less time managing trades because you have the stops manage that for you. You kind of check on it once in a while and make an adjustment, but then you're off looking for more trades. Trading will be more exciting and trading will be less stressful. So here's some key points. Take more trades, you'll have a better chance of winning and making profits. Once you know how to enter them, what if you take 5 trades and have 1 loser? Okay, if you manage it properly with the proper tools, it'll be a small loss, and the others will be large or small wins. 4 small wins is better than 1 small loss, so you're still going to grow your account. Take more trades is what we're suggesting here. Learn to trust the indicators in shorter periods of time. Trade more pairs for a maximum return on investment. And here's the summation. To be a disciplined trader, well, that takes work. Sometimes I am not disciplined, I jump out. But when I am disciplined, I'm more successful. Become mechanical. That means do the same thing all the time. Same thing consistently every time you trade. So you become a disciplined mechanical trader. Okay, what's included in this package we've talked about, this knowledge we've talked about, Launchpad and Nth Degree. Okay, we have lifetime access to Launchpad and Nth Degree. This is with the all-new acceleration courses. This is where you can get up to speed more quickly. Then we have access to your U.S. and European trading rooms. This is where you trade with other people. We have the trade grader. That really is probably one of the biggest things that made this a powerful system. So the things are brought to your attention, you can take high probability trades. The accelerated coaching webinar. Okay, we did the acceleration course, but then we had coaching on it. Coaching Launchpad, coaching Nth Degree, and that we've included as part of the package. That was a paid for product back when it was created. We're adding it into the base course now. And trading labs. These are a series of webinars that we conducted on questions that people were having, issues. They're 20 to 40 minutes long each, and there's quite a number of them. That's included in this package as well. So what do we have? We have all the modules, the trend direction and trend direction changes, multiple entry and exit signals, maximizing your earning potential, high probability trades, trading skills are improved, and you have access to these alerts we talked about. You have a 60-day trial on the alerts. There's a Norwood alert, trend alert, and early bird alert. Then we have the early bird stop and the Norwood trailing stop. At the end of the 60 days, if you still want to do those, then it's a subscription product. So that's what's involved in it. So you can have all of this for a total of $497. When we sold it individually, it was much more expensive than that. This $497 is a great value.
All right. Could you hear Kirk's excitement in that? This is awesome. So Jed had mentioned earlier in this presentation that we had offered this sniper strategy one time before. It was the very first time that the public was even aware of it to anybody except his closest coaching students. I think you had taught this maybe to 4 or 5 people. Yeah. We opened this up about 2 years ago, and so that's why I called this a Blue Moon offer, because you know, in our advertising, we showed you how you could get access to this stuff today for, you know, very low price, and that goes for any of you, even those of you who have Nth Degree. We are going to go ahead with the next slide here, Chad. So the sniper course, on our old website, we had product promotion. Our sniper course, CDC, Zone Trade, and Leg 2 strategies were present on that, and we had packaged them, and the total price was $630. We had 11 total courses in the group coaching family, but these are the most serious strategies of that training. The rest of the training was excellent, but these courses retailed for $630. So I just wanted to give you the backdrop on that. Go ahead, Jen. So to move this along, you're going to get all of the bonus material that comes with Launchpad and Nth Degree, including the new acceleration course, next, the trade grader, which is included in the course material now, the coaching webinars for Launchpad and Nth Degree that Kirk talked about, the Trading Lab series, which are ideas from students, questions that they had for us, and we responded to them in webinars and placed this in the material. We've given an added bonus, a 7-hour course on the psychology of trading, because we think that's very important to you. A trial of the alerts for 60 days. And Jed's super bonus for this course will be the CDC, the Zone Trade, the Leg 2, and the Sniper coaching program, all inclusive. The retail price on this package is $1,127. That's our retail and wholesale pricing. Actually, that's really our wholesale pricing. Next slide. For attending today, we're making this incredible Blue Moon offering. We're virtually going to wipe off the 630 for the next slide and give you this entire program for $497. So you have the prerequisite courses of Launchpad and Nth Degree and all of the associated bonuses, plus these 4 coaching courses. Basically, it is a complete giveaway because $497 is what we have been selling our Launchpad and Nth Degree courses for. So to get involved with this incredible offer, I want you to just take a moment and write this link down. It's also going to be coming to you in the email with this Citrix software, and I'll post this in just a few minutes here. Well, Jed's kind of answering questions. So it's http://linktrack.info/package-D. Package D is for our Jumpstart students who do not have Launchpad or Nth Degree. If you are any other student and are interested in this Sniper Strategy course package, I need you to contact me. You're going to have both the Launchpad and Nth Degree, and so I've got 4 or 5 different levels of this to accommodate any student with any product mix. Okay. Next slide. Now listen, if you have any questions about this, this is really important. Get in touch with me. Write an email to michael@forexstrategysecrets.com or call me on the direct line at 801-805-0159. This is if you're in the United States. If you're out of the country or you need a toll-free calling number, use the 800-459-2796. Toll-free. We will answer any question that you have and try to help make sense out of this whole thing. This package, I promise you, is one of the most incredible values in internet cyberspace. This training is phenomenal, and Jed has put a lot of work and effort, and you can hear his passion about this strategy. It is his trading plan, and Jed is a very successful trader, and I really appreciate him helping me with mine. So back to you, Jed, with any other questions here. And
great.
We'll
Thanks, Michael. I don't see any other fresh questions. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any here.
Let me type that link back in to the...
okay.
Can you post that for me? Just go back one slide.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay. /PKG-D. That's package D. Those of you that are looking for a trading edge, a trading strategy that works with this offer, it's incredible. We are going to leave this offer open for 1 week. Okay. We would like you to get started on it right away. There is a ton of prerequisite work to get up to speed with this Sniper, and I've got some shortcuts. So if any of you would like to know how to get up to speed the quickest possible way, I've got a short 10-minute video that will give you an idea of what you can do and what you should do next and what you should do next to get up to learning the Sniper and get yourself prepared for it. Any other questions? Hey, thanks, David. Good to have you here. Yeah, Dave, he says, just to be clear, the $497 for the Nth Degree and Launchpad, and in order to do the Sniper and this one, how much will it be? We are going to give the 3 group coaching sessions away that are the prerequisite to the Sniper, and that entire package is $497, David. There's no additional charge. Okay. Yeah, thanks,
And
Bill.
as soon as we're done with the presentation, it will go into Edit Bay so that we can get it posted on our YouTube channel.
Right. And those of you that haven't logged into Jumpstart yet, which is our free trading strategy, the basic course, all of you should have access to that. And that is a great place to start your training. If you don't have money for this, start learning how to trade with a trading edge. We've got a great course inside on how to develop a consistent winning pattern, a high probability entry strategy that will really help you get off the ground and started with us. Okay? Any other questions?
Nope,
I appreciate
any
it.
new ones.
Appreciated Jed's and Kirk's enthusiasm. We are all enthusiastic about this trading system. With this particular offer, I'm super passionate about it because I know what value it has been to our students that have had this training and who have applied it. Okay, we'll end this session then.
Excellent,
have a great
guys.
day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, and happy trading. Please get with Michael if you have any questions about this process or any of the other offers that are behind the scenes in helping give you the proper tooling, and look forward to working with you as your coach.
Wonderful, guys. Thank you, Jed. That's a very generous offer.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.